Moving on. Now, I have organized my email. So over here on the left, I have my inbox. And if I expand that down, I have all kinds of subfolders. And I'm sure this is not necessarily a new topic for you to have subfolders. Just have some level of subfolders to keep yourself organized. I will say that you can have too many. I have had someone that had subfolders and subfolders and subfolders. They had hundreds and hundreds of subfolders until their account wouldn't work anymore. And we just had to get rid of a bunch of them. And look, all of a sudden, are we pointing fingers?
Yeah, I was pointing like this.
All of a sudden there's...
I've been trying to clean up.
One layer, the thing is, your inbox itself can have so many. And it's not a hard number because it all depends on your connectivity and the size of your account. So it's not like you can say, oh, you can have 50 and you're okay. It's different for everybody. It's all about connectivity and how big your inbox is. So have some, be organized, but don't go overboard. Now, one of my subfolders here, as you can see, is called P-card. I have a purchase card. I have 2 purchase cards with the university, and I order computer equipment, and I order things like that. And I'll get a message a lot like this one. This one is from Dell. I bought some piece of equipment. Now, I'm going to show you a feature of Outlook that will help you be productive. At least it helps me be productive. Excuse me. Normally when I get this message from Dell, I have 2 tasks that I have to do with it. I have to forward it to the accountants in our department and tell them which P card, how much it was, and what the purchase was for. That's my first task. And my second task is I have to take this email out of my inbox and file it away in my P card folder. Those 2 steps I repeat all the time. Almost every day I'm ordering something and I can save some work using this little function up here called Quicksteps. Quicksteps is available in Outlook 2010. It lets you combine actions into a single button. It lets you combine actions until you can do multiple things with a single click. I'll give you a simple example first. Here I have this quick step which has been made for me called To Manager. Now be careful actually doing this. Let me show it to you before you try it. The first time you click To Manager, Outlook wants to know who your manager is, and I put somebody's name in there. From then on, when I click To Manager, it will take any message and forward it to my manager. Just as a quick, one button, click forward, off it goes to your manager. As a very short method. I've made another quick step. This is one that I made, and I'm going to edit this one. This particular quick step, it takes any task and marks it complete, and then it moves the message to a folder called Done, and then it marks that message as read. It does those 3 things for me, all in one sequence. For example, this one, so this message, I've marked it with follow-up. It is unread, and I have to deal with it. If I click Done, it just marked it as read, moved it to the Done folder, and removed the action flag, all for me at the same time, because I made that quick step. I'm going to go back to this P-card example, and I'm going to edit this one. In this case, it's going to forward a message to this lady, Allison Ross, who does our accounting work for us. And then when it does that forward, it's going to include some text. It's actually going to put some text in there for me, and then it's going to move into a folder. So let me show you how this works. I click P-card, and it's going to process all these steps for me. The first time I run this one, it is a little bit slow. Oh, it's going to crash in my demo. There we go. So notice it put Allison in the To line. It put some text in here for me. Remember I mentioned how I have 2 P-cards? I could never remember the card numbers. Yes, I'm weird like that. So depending on what I bought, all I have to do is delete the opposite one, and now I can continue typing. This is for my vacation to, where am I going? Aruba. I can't spell it. A-R-U-B-A. All right, my vacation to Aruba. And of course, if I click send, then that would go. But notice what else it did. If I go over here to my P-card folder, it moved it over there for me. So it did the 2 steps: forwarding, inserting some text, 3 steps, and moved it into that subfolder for me. So I like quick steps. If you have any repetitive task, you can put it all into one single button. There's a number of actions available to you. Forward, copy, delete, mark as read, set importance, categories. We'll talk a little bit more about categories here in a bit. Create a task, and just create a meeting. One of my favorite ones is reply and delete. Of course, when you reply to a message, usually you're done with it, right? Most of the time. So I use reply and delete all the time because I don't have to send it and then go find it and then delete it. Often I get interrupted. So I'll start a reply and then I won't get back to it for several hours. Which means when I do get back to it and I hit send, I then have to go find the original message in my inbox again to go delete it. Am I the only one with this problem? Do you guys have this problem? I have lots of problems. But reply and delete takes care of that for me. I like that. Yes? Yes, the reply would go into the sent box. And when I hit reply and delete, let's see, I'll reply and delete to Nathan Edge. When I hit that, so peeking back here at my inbox, it's already moved it to the deleted items folder, but I have not actually sent this message yet. So this message, it'll end up in my draft until I hit send. So the original copy is in deleted. This right now is in draft, and soon it'll go to sent items. But it's just like I did it manually, without having to do it manually. So explore with the quick steps. You can create keyboard shortcuts as well. I wish you could fully program these, but you only get a drop-down list, Control Shift and then a number, which is a little bit awkward for me. Like I wish I could program that, but you can get pretty quick. You have a process to do all the time. If somebody's booked a room or they've booked a piece of equipment and you have to do something every time, set up a quick step for it. A built-in quick step that I really like is reply with meeting. A lot of times somebody says, are you available for this, that, or the other? You click reply with meeting. It does a reply all, which that's kind of a big list, so I don't really want to do that one right now. I'm sure I'll reply with meeting to Adobe. It takes the contents of the email and puts it in the body of the meeting invite. So you don't have to sort of remind everybody what it's for. You know, I always get those meeting invitations per our previous conversation, and they retype everything. And it sounds very formal, and you're much more organized than I am. I just click reply with meeting, and it copies everything in there. That is a nifty little feature that I use a lot. Yes.
So once you name the folder, it can show up, but what you named that?
I named it. Well, I did two things. I made this folder called P-Card, and then I made this quick step called P-Card. And I made it so that it would move to this folder. I could have moved it to any folder. It just so happens I named them the same. So the key is right here, create new quick step.
Right, but that's where we did find it, top.
Yes, correct. Yes. And you can do keyboard shortcuts to them, like I showed before. I think you can do up to 9 different keyboard shortcuts as well. I like quick steps. They are handy. Any questions on quick steps? Okay. Is that interesting, or are you just thinking, I don't care? All right. Just looking for a little feedback. Just curious.